All right, a very good morning. Glad to welcome you to another interesting package or edition of the program, Security and Safety Platform. This is a program that comes to you every Tuesday at this time on Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM, Abuja. And interesting enough, it is a production of the Sky High Security, Safety and Skills Limited, Fepson Mall. We'll see. And this program creates awareness, tells you all you need to know about your security, your safety, because security is actually not a one-man business. It is not a business of only the security agencies. It is the business of every Nigerian, every individual, even globally, everyone. As long as your safety is concerned, you have a role to play. And that is what we come here to talk about on this program, enlightening you, informing you, educating you on how best to go about that program. It is interesting to let you know that if you're out of reach from where you can get us on your receiver, you can actually listen to us on the platform www.mixlr.com/AFN radio. And this program, you can also have a listen of it on our Facebook page. Just find Security and Safety Platform. If you have any questions, anything you want to send us on a personal note, you can send us an email, s&s platform@gmail.com. That is S for sand.
Sugar?
Exactly. Okay, I think you like the sugar thing. S for sugar.
Yeah.
And these are the areas where you can find us. Well, you have heard Joy this morning. You know you always hear her voice because she's always here with me. She's the fair one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the dark one.
It's a beautiful day. Chichi, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Thank God for today. Thank God for life. And thank God you're looking sweet as usual, as always.
Thank you very much, just like you.
Okay, well, we will take a short break so that we can hear from our sponsors. Meanwhile, more sponsors wanted. If you have anything you want to offer to us in terms of sponsorship, you please let us know. You can join us on any of the platforms that we have shared with you. But let us hear from Sky High Security and Safety Skills Limited. When we come back, we'll get right into the program of the day. Don't go away.
Security is a primary component of every business. It is the need of every home. Protect your office, school, hotel, home, and other facilities. Sky High Security, Safety and Skills Limited has the answer. We provide modern security equipment such as closed-circuit television of various categories, burglary and smoke alarm systems baggage, under-vehicle and handheld scanners. You will also get anti-bugging devices, walk-through metal detectors. Sky High Security, Safety and Skills Limited also designs trainings and capacity building on general security awareness, safety tips, sophisticated preventive safety measures. Our partners are Elkate, Oatslake, Mayforce International, and other leading global manufacturers of security and safety equipment. Visit us at Suite 6, Unit 2, Fepson Mall, Wuse Zone 6, Abuja, or call the numbers 0703 777 0063 or 0807 999 1953, or log on to www.skyhigh.com.ng or email us on skyhighnigeria@yahoo.com. Sky High Security, Safety and Skills Limited, the home of security gadgets.
I am retired Commissioner of Police Barrister Lawrence Alobi MON. Keep listening to Security and Safety Platform on Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM, the authentic voice of the Nigerian military.
Glad to welcome you back. I'm Joy. Once again, I'm Joy. Yeah, in spite of common beliefs that the office provides a safe environment for people to work and not to worry about their safety and security, we have realized that there have been so many hazards many things have happened to so many people at their workplaces, and so we need to pay adequate attention to our safety at work. And also, considering the fact that over 20 years, or some decades ago really, we had a measure of better safety at work. That's by my observation. And now we don't seem to pay so much attention to this. We need to get ourselves together, to get our acts together, to make sure that we enjoy a measure of safety at work, at home, and wherever we are. So this morning we are going to be talking about industrial safety, personal safety, organizational safety, domestic safety. Safety all the way. And here with us we have a very special guest, and who is going to handle this. Yeah, Chiche.
Okay, our special guest for this morning is no other person than Engineer Emmanuel Owalaka, occupational safety and health expert, aka Life Safety Dawn. Also, he is the Regional Administrator, OSH Association, UK, Nigeria region. Engineer Emmanuel Owalaka, good morning and welcome.
Good morning so much, madam. How are you today?
I'm good, as you can see. Yes, thank you so much. Yes. Okay, Joy, I'll take the first shot of the question.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's start with, first of all, what do we mean by safety?
Yes, it's actually an interesting one to have me on this platform today. Once again, I will say thank you. And Mrs. Joy, also nice meeting you.
You're welcome.
Thank you once again. I'm also my colleague in the studio. You know, when we talk about safety, it's a very broad and a very complex, word. Safety, and safety from our own professional definition is absent from harm. Safety is being absent from harm. When you find yourself in any situation, in any workplace, in any home environment, in any environment at all that you are exposed to harm, I think you need to take precautions. You need to take safety measures, safety procedures, put in the necessary gadgets for you to be safe at that very particular place. If not, you'll be consumed by the hazard. Just like what you are talking about, there's a lot of hazards we find in every world. In fact, we can't run away from hazard. Hazard is just more or less like husband and wife. Yes, it's just like husband and wife, where you cannot, except you want to divorce the wife, So if you want to, be absent from those hazards, that means, for example, let's use fires, for example, Fire is a very nice instrument to cook and to keep life moving. But you also agree with me that fire can actually teach you a lesson of your life.
Yeah.
Where by the time fire visits you in a very dangerous way, you'll be consumed. You have to start your life afresh.
I actually was one of the people who received fire once in my life.
Sorry for that. I myself have also experienced such before.
Yeah.
So fire. You can't say you can't cook without fire. It's not possible. That's just what I'm talking about, husband and wife thing, You can't run away from the fire. So it only requires safety measures for you to be able to cook with fire, live with fire, enjoy fire and without it harming you. When it comes in terms of safety in a professional terms, as I said earlier on, it's being absent from harm. And what is safety to be a major key point? Safety means protection, prevention. Let me use the word prevention. In most work environment, you see where people, they put in their slogan and all that, safety first, prevention first. They are talking of safety. When you apply safety in any work environment, in any home, in any environment at all, you shouldn't experience any element of injury, accident, fatality, unnecessary death, or having yourself encounter with any kind of diseases or ailment. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that is what the safety is. It's prevention. You shouldn't allow it to happen. If you go to the Western world, in Britain, in UK, and all that, America, you find out that they fight so much, they spend so much money on prevention than running after, fighting. For example, our organization, I work with OSH Association, we also partner with Fire Service. Last time we are deliberating with them, we are putting strategies together to see how we can prevent fire outbreaks.
Oh, yeah.
Not just, fighting fire, you buy more equipment for fire. We can put more measure on prevention through awareness and all that.
Thank you so much, Engineer Emmanuel.
Yes,
now, yes, the program is safety and security and safety platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, what is the difference between safety and security? How do you draw lines? We need to understand.
That is a very important area we need to deliberate very well as I'm going to discuss further. When we talk about security and safety is interwoven. They are together. If you are not very careful, you will mistake safety to security. You understand? So when we talk about security, we are talking about real protection. Why the key word for safety is prevention. Do you see it now?
Yeah,
so when you are talking about, for example, you see a security guide in a particular building, and his job there is to ensure that everything, every asset, and every individual is protected.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Great.
Because if the owner of the house comes back and finds out that his car is no more there, you are in trouble.
Okay.
You are in trouble. That means you have not done your job. They are asking you, where is the car parked here? You say, I don't know. It's like somebody drove it out. And you are the security at the gate post.
Okay. So protection of lives and properties. That's
Protection
security,
of lives,
basically.
yes, protection of life and property.
While safety is
We are talking about prevention.
of hazards, right?
And prevention from any kind of illness, accident, and injuries. And
okay, now you've been talking of hazard. What are the factors that can actually... What can be termed as hazard? What is hazardous? Can we get to know that?
Hazard is anything that have potential to cause harm.
Okay.
As we are in this studio, there are hazardous issues. You may be thinking you are in heaven. You are not in heaven. You are here. Everything you see have one element of exposure, maybe radiation. Maybe you may be thinking that here is so safe and so. We have radiation hazards.
Okay.
That if you are not too careful, it will be damaging, it will be killing you. This kind of hazards we can experience in this kind of studio. We call it a health image. It's a long-time injury issue. It's not an accident. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So in these cases, hazard is anything that have the potential to cause harm. Even the seat we are sitting on, most of us, most times, we spend so much money, we buy one particular set and office settings and all that. We have not actually considered the safety inbuilt of such seating arrangement or something of that nature, because that one alone exposes to what we call ergonomic hazard.
Okay, now let's look at safety in the workplace.
Yes.
What are some of the things that someone who's listening to us now should take note of when you talk about safety in the workplace? What are the factors you should consider to ensure that your office environment is a safe environment?
Okay. Things to consider to ensure your office is well, at least in a conducive and in a safe place.
Yeah.
You are in a safe, to ensure you are in a safe place, in a safe working environment. There are elements you need to look out for. There are safety hazards you need to look out for. It depending, these hazards we are talking about here is differs depending on your kind of industry, your kind of working environment. The kind of safety procedure we'll be taking here is different from the type somebody in the construction site is taking. It's different from somebody in the oil and gas is setting. It's different from manufacturing. So in any work environment you find yourself, I think first we need to do is to identify the hazard.
Okay.
That is the number one professional steps you need to take. Identify the hazard. What are those things that can cause harm to you? What are those things? And most of those things may not actually be things you see or you will say, let me pack them out. It may merely be just a drawer in your office. Just you open a drawer and forgot to close it back. Do you understand? Yeah. And you receive a call, your MD or your manager is calling, and you are rushing around the drawer, or maybe the phone, or maybe the thrilling cables in the office, cause slip and fall. So you have to just ensure that your workplace is safe by identifying the potential hazards that can cause harm, cause fire. It may be, if you are using, of course, we're using electricity, ensuring that your sockets, there is a lot of fake extension cables now and all that. In some offices, you see some people, they put extension. Just imagine an extension, for example, and maybe Nkechi want to make some tea. He came with his boiler, and you want to use a boiler, that you put in an extension that have a fiber, not really copper, meant for, but drawing. It's just like somebody, a keke drawing a tipper.
Okay.
Or using a bicycle to draw a tipper. A truck. Because you are using an extension for an iron, or maybe for a boiler for that matter. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. You should now make provision that this extension is meant for boiler. These ones are meant for food or something. Because that is why by the time you plug it, by the time you stay some time, you start perceiving some smell. You say, where is this one smelling from? You don't know where it's smelling. You are really putting pressure on that very extension cable that is supplying. So these are small issues you have to look out for. You also have to look out for good housekeeping. You enter some offices, you see, papers, cables, and there is no proper planning. You expose yourself to a lot of hazardous environments that can cause harm, cause injury. Some people will finish eating even in the office. Maybe it can also be hygiene. We are talking about health here. You finish eating and you dump the whole remainings there for the over day, or maybe instead of washing it off and making sure that the whole place is clean. Even in terms of security, we also having similar issues. You are in the office, and somebody just pumped in, opened the door, and they said, please, I'm looking for, and close the door. And it's okay, you have gone. You should find out why is the person, you should step out and say, please, good morning, sir, good morning, man. Who are you looking for? Are you with me?
Yeah.
That's a security issue. Who are you looking for? Are you looking for, you now explain, I'm looking for so person. Who? You don't know whom the person is. These are security issues.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, well, that's great. Now, talking about safety,
yes.
Can you throw some light into domestic safety?
Yes, domestic safety, which comes down to home safety, it has a lot of factors we have to look out for.
Okay.
Because in home safety, we are talking about fire safety there, cooking and heating safety. We are talking about children's safety. We are talking about housekeeping too. There's a whole lot of things we have to put on. But the good thing about the safety issue is one principle. What guides it is just one principle. Once you have the knowledge, you have the skills, you have the formula. It's a formula. It's a formula. The formula you use here can also be applied in oil and gas. Can also be applied at home. Can also be applied in your toilet. Can be applied while cooking.
And what is that formula?
Good. That formula is identifying the hazard.
Okay.
For example, look at a woman, making porridge yam. You peel your yams on the ground. You finish peeling the yam, put the real one on the plate, and you are washing it, and you left the knife there, and your picking is somewhere there. Mommy. And by the time you are busy on the sink doing something, the baby have picked the knife and he's joking with it. And, flinging the knife may just cause one accident or the other.
Okay.
What could have prevented that is just one simple formula of knowing that this knife is harmful, and there are children around you, people are jumping in and out. You should just, once finishing on that very task assignment, you position it
appropriately.
Mm-hmm. It's the same formula we use in oil and gas, where they have taught you how to manage your toolbox. You pick up a spanner. Once you finishing with that spanner, you don't drop it. Return it back.
Okay.
That is the training.
Okay.
Because the next person coming, you don't know the mood or by which is coming, whether he's going to be running or whether there's going to be an emergency or something. So those things you have repositioned carelessly will not cause accident and injury.
Yeah. Okay, so when you have identified your potential hazards in whatever sector, what's the next step that you need to do? What's the next step you need to identify?
After you have identified the hazard, you analyze them.
How? What do you mean by analyze?
You analyze them. These are the formulas. You analyze them. How do you analyze them? I like, I'm a trainer actually. I like using examples, scenarios, and all that. And many of these things I say here is life stories. They are happening. You analyze them. Coming back to home safety, let me share an experience of. I've shared it over in other radio presentations for those that may be listening again. You see a building, a very fantastic building, and without being knowing or having any knowledge of safety and all that, the owner of the house says, please, engineer, you say, okay, good morning, sir. I'm here. Good. This tie, I bought it from Thailand. And I want these ties to be placed in the front page or in the front of the house or in the frontage or something, But those ties are not the appropriate ties for such environment. But based on the mentality and the ideology of the owner of the house, he wants this polished tie to be in the frontage, so that his colleagues and some other big dons will know that this guy really put very expensive ties here. This guy has really put in a lot of money in this building. That is for his own. But in the real sense, to save his life, to live in that house at all, he shouldn't put such ties there. Because those ties will cause slip. Yeah. If there is any drop of water, or if rain falls, or maybe they are just coming back from their Rolls Royce jeeps and they are stepping down and they are just matching one slight water on that very particular ties, they are on the ground. Emergency immediately, which you don't know what is going to result. So it takes safety for you to identify that these ties are hazardous, irrespective of how much or how you want it or something of that nature. So how do you analyze it? That is what I'm just talking about now. You say, by the time you now know that this is very wrong, it's not the appropriate equipment or appropriate ties to put here, you have to make necessary arrangements. If you have already placed it, I'm telling you, you have to apply what we call elimination methods.
Okay.
So after analyzing, you go into
elimination.
No, elimination, yes. You have to eliminate that particular hazard. Eliminate it. You remove it from the scene at all. It doesn't require any, you have to apply some walking majestically, walking gently so that you will not fall in your own building, in your own house. So after you analyze it, you eliminate, you control. That is a control.
Okay.
You have to apply. The same applicable to the woman peeling yam in the kitchen. Somebody will say, how would we analyze the knife?
Yeah. You need to know.
The analyzing it is you knowing that this knife you are keeping on the floor here is very hazardous, very dangerous to the next person. How you analyze it, you will be able to know where do you place it next, where do you keep it, where do you keep knives. If you should ask some Nigerians now, people doesn't consider where they keep their kitchen knife. Everybody dump it anywhere. Some will keep it on top of the fridge. Some will keep it maybe in the sitting room table. Some will just, where is the knife? Everybody start running head tasket to find the knife. Just simple knife. They are running head tasket to find the knife. So that is an issue. That is an issue on its own.
Okay. Oh, great. So now we've seen. I don't know if you've exhausted the formula, right? Identify
there are standard formula,
Analyze hazards,
Yes.
elimination or control of hazards.
That
right?
is one
Is that
formula
all?
out of that formula I'm giving you is the world-class formula for controlling hazard anywhere in the world.
Okay.
Elimination.
Okay. There's 3 different steps now.
There are 5 different steps.
Oh yeah, what's the fourth one?
The first one is elimination.
No, the fourth.
The fourth. Number 4.
The second one, which is engineering control. We have an engineering control. We have administrative control.
Okay, control. Okay, fine.
Yes, administrative control. That is where we have all these shifts and all that. I can also explain them further. And we also have PPE. That is personal protective equipment. But in this part of the world, you find out that people, for them to control safety, they apply the last method.
And what's that last method?
Which is PPE, personal protective equipment.
Okay.
That shouldn't be. The first method should be applied. If the first method can't work, you look at the second method. If the second method can't work, you look at the third method. Or you can marry 2 methods at the same time.
Now, what if the hazard is such that you can't really do anything about. For instance, you mentioned the issue of radiation in an organization like such as this, media houses, where you have masts and transmitters.
Yes.
How do you apply safety when you can't help? It's not something that you can eliminate. It's not something, even if you identify, analyze, but you can't eliminate. What do you do?
In that case, you have to apply administrative control.
Now, explain to us what do you mean when you say administrative?
Yes, this administrative control gives you the understanding to control the hazard, not the hazard to control you. In this part of the world, you see hazards are controlling everybody. You control. You should be in charge. How do you control it? For example, you resume work by 7 o'clock. And 7 o'clock, and also you have to analyze the hazard too by knowing what is the level of this radiation hazard. What is the level? What is the, you need to analyze to know the level. Is it that it's so high, is medium, or is low? Do you understand? By the time you know how hazardous it is, how the rate of the hazard, let me say the rate of it, you'll be able to know if you should be sitting down here in this studio 3 hours per day, 4 hours per day, or 8 hours per day.
Okay.
That's
Do you understand?
That's great, yeah.
Because that is why, let me give you another example. Industry, you can see the same principles working effectively. It's oil and gas sector, where you see, most times you normally hear them say, you go 1 month in and 1 month out.
Offshore and onshore.
Yes.
Okay.
Most times we don't really understand what it is. That is safety.
Okay.
That is safety. Because by the time you expose them so much, you are already killing them. They are alive, enjoying some money, but they are already going. By 50, they are going. By 50, 45, or 60, they are going. Because you have exposed them to accumulate high level of risk, which will result, by the time it will result, they may not be able to survive it.
That's serious. Okay, fine. Yeah, we have time constraints really, but we still have to. We want to, in a few minutes, to talk to us about personal safety.
Personal safety is very, very important for everybody. People call me Life Safety Don because I speak about safety based on life. It's my passion. Nigerians also take their lives serious. Nigerians are joking with their lives. As an expense. Yes! You will see somebody. Nigeria is the only place I have seen somebody who come out and said, please, you know what? We want to commit one crime there. You said, okay, crime. He said, yes, sir. Who will we send? I said, send me, sir. Somebody will volunteer to be the victim, to be the instrument. Then next thing the person will ask you, the same person that is asking you that you want to be the instrument for such victim will ask you, how much are you paying?
Interesting.
How much are you paying? You say, okay, if you will be able to go and bomb yourself there, we'll give you 10 million.
Okay, who spends the money? Abi?
I will give you 10 million. He said 10 million. He said, why not make it 15 million? I mean, the person that is going to die is negotiating with you. Why not pay 15 million? Not thinking that, yes, they may agree to pay you 15 million to go and put a bomb somewhere and kill yourself. But not knowing that after you have gone, there are going to be issues. Issues of the money may not be remitted to the appropriate account because you have to go and pay the service first. Service before payment back. You have to go and deliver the job first, then come back. So what of if the people you have also brought around, they start having issues with them, but then you have already gone, battling with your life over there in the other part of the world. So that means you don't value your life. People drive recklessly, so carelessly that they don't, consider what if something happens. Personal safety is applicable to even hygiene too. You see some people, they don't take. If you ask them how many times they wash their hands, it's only when Ebola came out. In this part of the world,
and Ebola is back.
It's back, right?
Yeah.
Good. So the hand washing will also resume. Some people have been on break on the hand washing thing. It have gone on break for a long time. So they only, look at when issues arise. When they start having maybe their own body, for example, you see some even personal safety. Some people, using their life for experiment. You see a very pretty lady, you go and start pricing some very costly creams that he doesn't know the reaction to her body or to we see Michael Jackson. What happened? Yeah. These are kind of personal issues. We need to now know how do we live our lives? How do we programs? How do we, what do we do and what we don't do? So these are the issues we have to actually look out for. At home, ensure that our hygiene is being looked into. Environment hygiene.
Thank you, Engineer Emmanuel. Yeah, I know you can go on and on.
Yes.
What cumulates to emergency and security? Please let us on that.
Emergency
yes, in safety. Beg pardon. In safety. What do you call emergency in
emergency
safety?
In safety.
Yes.
Emergency is when safety fails. Once safety fails, emergency takes place.
Okay.
And in the real sense, in the professional sense of view, we fight against emergency. I was running training sometime in Lagos there. I was asking them in Lekki, how many times you see emergency truck in Chevron gate? They are very close to me there. You see that truck, that fire truck have not stepped out from there to fight any emergency in that very complex Chevron house from inception. But those emergency, the emergency equipments and emergency personnel have been positioned every day to be able to ensure that if there is any strike of any emergency, they are taking charge of it. But in the same vein, they are also putting everything possible to prevent emergency happening.
Okay, so thank you very much. How can Nigerians embrace safety as a means of prevention? Please, in 2 minutes.
To embrace safety as a means of prevention. That is if they like their life.
Okay.
If they love their life, they should embrace safety. It's just
so what should be done?
Yes, what should be done is Nigerians should try as much as possible to, see safety as number one.
Okay.
Even before money or before work, your safety should be first. Your safety should be considered at home, at workplace, even on the go, on the move. You should embrace safety as a value. You should see safety as a value. We value money. We also value safety. So Nigerians should start having, in my slogan, I call it change of attitude and behaviors. There should be change of attitude and behaviors.
All right. Well, our time is already far gone, but if you have one or two questions, we'll be able to take just one or two questions before we wrap up the show for the day. And the number you can call is 0906 766 0006. 0906 766 0006. That's the number you can call this morning if you have any question you want to ask, especially concerning your safety, both at the workplace, at home, anywhere you find yourself. Our guest on the program today, meanwhile, the program is Security and Safety Platform, and it is a production of Sky High Security, Safety and Skills Limited. Okay, I think we'll have a caller on the line for now. Okay, if you turn down the volume on your radio set, we can actually hear you. Too bad we lost that. When you call, please turn down the volume on your radio set and let's get to hear you. The number you can call is 0906 766 3006. 0906 766 3006. That is 0006. That's the number you can call to get in touch with us. The program is Security and Safety Platform, coming to you on Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM. And our guest in the studio this morning is Engineer Emmanuel Walaka, also known as Life Safety Don. He's an occupational safety and health expert from OSH Association. So, we're waiting for you to call and ask your question. But while we are waiting, let's look at Now, Nigerians basically don't have a culture of safety. How can there be a reorientation? How can we bring about a change? Is this something that legislation can do? Is this something that awareness can do? What are the areas we can bring about a change in our attitude to safety?
Yes, I think from my own understanding, even the international organizations have been assisting Nigerians to do their best to put safety in place in Nigeria, which is ILO. And even...
Okay, sorry, we'll just pause you a while so that we can take a question.
Hello?
Yeah, if you turn down the volume on your radio set, we can hear you. Please off your radio set. Sorry, we're not able to take that call. If you can turn down the volume on your radio set, then we can hear you and take your call, please. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, as Elia said, the international organizations like ILO, international professional bodies like our own Occupational Safety and Health Association, UK, Nigerian region, we have been doing a lot to sensitize Nigeria. I think the solution is awareness. Nigerians are working in the dark when it comes in terms of safety. They don't even know what the safety is. They thought that safety is security. Yeah, they are misplaced. They are mismanaging the whole situation.
Yeah.
They don't really know. That is why you should see somebody putting in a building of over 25 million, and he can't just procure ordinary fire equipment of 100,000 into it. It's madness. I look at it as a very mad situation. How should you put a building of over 25 million and you can't just bring out 1 million to secure the building and look at sustainability? So we in this part of the world, that is why even the MDH goals have, they have graduated far above where we are. They are now looking at culture. It's no more prevention and the culture now, where you see even children knows what to do and know what not to do.
Yeah.
Somebody will just finish taking water, maybe bottled water, or he will throw it away from his screen, from on the move.
Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Rosanna from Gwagwalada.
Okay. Talk to us.
How can you prevent yourself from fire accidents?
Okay. All right.
That's
Thank
interesting.
you. Thank you so much. Now you heard that. I think that's going to be our last question and perhaps our last call for the day. How do you prevent fire incidents?
Yes, it's very simple. As Elia said, fire incidents are bound to happen when you don't do the right thing. First, in your house, you should be able to ensure that every socket in your house are appropriately positioned. I don't know if you have seen some houses. I have visited a lot of my friends. Once the head of their socket, maybe the radio or something, even charger now, they do it. They just remove their head, use teeth and they chook here. They say, bring pen there. They bring pen and just pin it there. You haven't seen such?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
That is normal Nigerian mentality. But it doesn't cost you just 50 naira to go and buy the hair socket. 50 or 100 naira.
And replace it.
Even most times, women, we can even do that. Even ladies can do it. But the person will just get knife, get razor, and just program the thing, the head, the mat very well, and find pen and chook it there. It's wrong. So you should ensure that your home is well secured. The era of, if you check the era of rug, where people use rock, you go some houses, you see curtain will drop from ceiling to down. Have you? I don't know if you saw such.
Sure.
You enter the parlor like this, everywhere is full of the curtains. And if you check at the back of that curtains, they are actually doing what I'm telling you now.
Oh, yeah.
So if there is any surge or something, it will just catch up with the curtain. And if nobody is at home, fire have begun. So you have to ensure that your house is free of this kind of behaviors. There are some behavior you not. Okay, look at issue of fire again. You see some people, I was discussing that on Wazobia yesterday on issue of some people putting their cooker and putting cylinder directly beside the cooker. Okay, I agree with you that maybe the kitchen is too small and maybe there is no space to put it aside and all that. But I was given a simple formula to handle that. How do you do it? You just have to put your cylinder maybe by the left side and give a space of that gas cooker, the cooker itself, away. But you just have to take you buying extra 2 years of that hose or 3 years. 2 or 3 years. Than you buy 1 year, you go there and say, how much is it? You buy the cylinder, you buy the gas. They say, because most times they do ask you, because they say, how many years, sir? Because the person selling it to you don't know if you want to put it outside or you want to put it inside. So you ask how many years of the cable. You said just put 1, and with that one you just compare the whole thing. You are frying pan, your granite, your pepper, and everything, and the heat and the oils are sparkling on top of it.
I think that's okay, really, to answer that question because our time is really far gone, and all we have to say now is if you want to get across to us, please you can send us an email snsplatform@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Security and Safety Platform, or you can give us a call. Even if you want to sponsor the program, call the number 0906 766 0006 and keep in mind all the things that you're to do for your safety. Identify the hazards, analyze them, and eliminate them. Let's do this same time next week. Thank you so much, Engineer Walaka, for coming on the program.
Thank you so much, man.
Thanks,
Thank
Joy.
you, all of you.
Thank
Nice.
you, Chichi.
All right, let's see next Tuesday.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
See you then. Thank you.